Welcome back to my channel. Seems Heidi from the Philippine Antics channel is back gossiping again. I suspect a lot of the things she says on her streams is gossip, but I only deal with those examples where I have enough facts.
I had to crack up the other day. Somebody listed the Filipina P in a expat forum. They listed her as the best Filipina vlogger and the high-ranking one, and I'm like, dudes, do you guys even know who is and who isn't simps?
Calling people simps again? Well, it is easier than actually making a rational argument. But so what if someone thinks P is the best? It's just personal preference, hardly something a mature person would care about. Heidi continues spreading gossip.
As a matter of fact, somebody tried to throw her name in an expat forum, and most of them come back and said, it's been an American man running her channel. It is scripted. She got weird the last few months. And this isn't me saying it. This is a forum.
This is a standard tactic from Heidi. Pretend she isn't making up gossip by simply repeating the gossip from others, but as if it must be true. Hey, it's on the internet. That claim that an American man is running P's channel has been around almost from the beginning. And in all that time, there has been no proof for it at all, just lots of repetition. Accusers have also said this mystical American writes her scripts and even picks out her clothes. Nothing backs any of it up. These baseless claims directly contradict what P has said herself, such as saying she writes her own scripts. And P would actually know, wouldn't she? Contrast that to the gossips. They have no info to know some American is doing the scripts. They just want to believe that. Maybe it's a bunch of racists or sexists who think a Filipina can't do a better job than most of the male expats. And what is this about getting weird in the last couple months? Notice no examples are given. But I understand. When making things up, actually providing evidence is a challenge. One more thing about scripts. I've said it before, but it needs repeating apparently. There is nothing wrong with scripted videos. Nothing. It is just a preference for those who want to make sure they are being as effective as they can be and also avoid wasting time. By that, I don't mean the time of the vlogger. For them, it is far more work than just winging it on a live stream. The time saved is the viewers, who don't have to sit through 2 hours or more of a live stream to get maybe 15 minutes of useful information. Yet some people prefer to make or watch live streams. That's fine too. But as soon as you criticize the other person's preference as if there is something wrong with it, you are out of line. Then Heidi starts talking about her critics. Same stuff every time. It may or may not include me. Certainly a lot of things she says fit my videos, but many are not even close. It's why I suggested she gives some exact quotes of these critics she keeps talking about. Don't have to give names, just quotes so I can tell if you are making things up about me too, because I prefer to be accurate. But hey, if Heidi wants to be deliberately vague, I just have to do the best I can.
I'll probably get a new one because one of them doesn't like me mentioning the P, and I'm like, I'm going to say whatever the motherfucking I want.
Yeah. She has said that numerous times. I'm not impressed, but fine. She can say anything, and so can I.
You go on there posting the P is the best vlogger in the world, I'm going to say something. And it is a person that's been helping her all these years that the script is like, who cares if she is or not? She's better than you. And she works hard. Nobody didn't say that. Open your ears, motherfuckers.
Why this need to say something if someone thinks P is a great vlogger? Sounds childish to get all worked up about personal opinion. Their view doesn't hurt Heidi.
What I'm saying is she is not the top vlogger. Georgia said that a million times. She's not the best vlogger.
First, she says that a lot, and it's just another opinion, no better than anyone else's. Second, don't much care what George says about it either. People can have different opinions without some insecure person making it into an issue. You see, It isn't that Heidi disagrees with the opinion of others, it's that she acts like they must be wrong.
So now he'll do a video that I make lies, and he'll make lies up about me. He'll talk about me being fat. And I'm like, that's all you got?
Sounds like Heidi is describing my channel. It's the same rhetoric I get from most gossips and trolls I've dealt with. Yes, I'll do videos when I know someone is lying, making assumptions, etc. It's my thing. Heidi regularly makes the point that she'll do what she effing wants. So will I, without the profanity. But I don't make up lies about Heidi. For some strange reason, no specific examples are pointed out, though she makes the claim often. I certainly don't talk about her being fat, so either she is lying about what I say, or that applies to someone else. But this is why she should provide exact quotes, so at least those she is accusing can tell if they are included. But that would subject her to rebuttals.
Anybody who talks our name has Heidi deranged syndrome or George deranged syndrome. Okay. And they love us so much that they're doing content, and actually we're honored. Okay. It doesn't matter how many lies you make up. We're honored. That means you made it to the top. If someone's sitting around making up lies all the time.
Self-defense mode just kicked in. Instead of actually rebutting anything I or others have said, just declare they are deranged. Certainly simplifies things, but not intellectually honest. Glad they feel honored. I don't believe her, but whatever she wants to think. However, if Heidi thinks criticizing her channel means I made it to the top, that's delusional.
One guy lives in the United States, ain't never even been here. And he's just lost his mind over the pee and stuff. But they did that to MYK and some of the others that used to come on our channel. They used to pick on him full time. So now they're focused on me. So now that a bunch of these other guys are gone, they're now focused on us.
Well, I live in the U.S. and never went to the Philippines, and I certainly like and respect P, so it could be me she is referring to. But it is just a continuation of what I've done for well over 3 decades. That is, defending people from trolls. Started out doing it in politics. Here, at least at first, I applied what I learned about troll tactics to people on YouTube lying about other YouTubers. As for MYK, again, that sounds like she is talking about my channel. I did a lot of videos about his lies and assumptions, approximately the same number of times he lied about P or others. It's almost a mathematical relationship, or cause and effect. But here's what's important. Whether it is Mike or Heidi, somehow they complain about being lied about, but never actually manage to show me lying. Mike tried a few times, but just got caught lying more. It's all in my videos, right here. And no, I'm not focused on Heidi now that Mike's channel was terminated. Mostly I've been focused on more political things where the same tactics are used. But I will still react to trolls and gossips.
It comes around to the topic because I must be the most interesting person here.
Yep, delusional.
It is pretty sad that drunk old men can sit around on live streams and say that a woman that is dying, and I really am day to day, who would wish somebody dead? These channels do.
Well, I've never been drunk because I don't drink. Also don't do drugs. But nice of Heidi to make more assumptions. I am sorry about Heidi's health and certainly don't wish her dead. But she still doesn't have a free pass to tear down others with gossip. And this started long before her recent health issues.
Oh, okay. These are just people that don't have a life. They're sad. They've got their own issues going on. They're deflecting on all the bad stuff that's happening in their life.
More assumptions. Never saw that coming. My life is just fine, thank you.
You know what George said about those expats that we've been talking about since a little bit ago, is that those that are saying it because they're like, oh, I'd never give her any money and she's scamming. Same guys that give $50 to the Filipina P that sits off the back of a trike handing out Christmas presents. My point is they'll give $50 to her because she's not a scammer.
First, George's assumptions are of no more value than anyone else's. He's just assuming. Don't know if Heidi is scamming, but I assume she isn't. You see, I may make assumptions, but they are not negative ones. There are many millions of people in extreme need, including life and death. I can only help a minuscule number. I have my standards, which I won't go into here, but I will say I gave a substantial amount to the Australian the Antiques channel recommended be helped. May have been the biggest donation the poor guy got. And now we get into La La Land as Heidi once again makes an issue out of something that matters even less than a person's individual channel preferences.
And they're eating Twinkies like they don't, oh, these are so super sweet. And I'm like, shit, everything is sweet here. Everything Filipino is sweet here, people.
Yes, many things are sweet there, though not everything. But her argument is just absurd. First, even if everything is sweet, they don't all have the same sweetness, do they? An individual taste varies, doesn't it? As such, some things may, well, be too sweet for some individuals or not sweet enough. Seems like a simple concept to me, and I bet some Filipinos flat out don't like sweetness applied to some things at all. But, surprise, P has addressed this topic many times, such as with this.
Our drinks are almost always loaded with toxic levels of sugar. And if we can somehow find a way to make a meal sweet, we will.
But what about this particular issue about Twinkies being described as too sweet? First, it wasn't P that said that. It was one of her brothers. Let's first look at a related comment by one brother who liked the Mary Jane candy and note his reason.
8 out of 10.
Why 8 out of 10?
Because it's not too sweet.
While he didn't say it was too sweet, the fact that he made that comparison shows that there are things that would be too sweet to him. Then we have the Twinkie example.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10? Why?
Like it's too sweet.
It's too sweet.
Watching the whole video, clearly he doesn't find everything to be too sweet, even though everything is sweet. Like everyone, he has his preferences and limits.
She goes over dramatic about saying things. I'm dramatic, but
I've often noted this pattern from Heidi. She'll criticize P, in this case, of being overly dramatic, but then say she is too. But apparently it's okay for her. Same thing happens when it comes to charity. She'll criticize P for showing it on camera, but then admit they do it too, but declare they don't show as much or all that they do. But if it's wrong to show it, the amount doesn't matter. P is sometimes showing the real poverty of the Philippines, and she personalizes it to get it to sink in. It's part of what people should know and is a legitimate topic. But she also helps those she covers. She likes helping people. Remember, she grew up in abject poverty herself. Oh, and she doesn't show all she does either. So the only real difference is that P does more to help. I don't begrudge if Heidi and George give less. I do object to their double standard, especially when I've seen them, as documented in a previous video, make sure you knew they helped people too.
and it's like, you guys will drop her money. But the whole point is like George said, these guys weren't going to help our channel or really watch it unless they're trying to do drama, talk shit or whatever. And again, that's fine. It's causing us to earn money. So we're all good with that. But these cheap asses were never going to support me to begin with, whether they feel it's a truth or a lie.
What George assumes is unimportant. Whether someone chooses to support Heidi out of the millions who need help is up to them. No right or wrong about it. But for a comparison, I will point out that Heidi has often talked about adopting animals or supporting an animal shelter. Great, so have I. However, it would be quite easy to say to her that while she is helping animals, she could have been helping people, where even a few dollars can make a huge difference to a family.
They don't know who we are. They don't know every single thing we've said. They don't know who I am.
Wait, the fact that Heidi has nothing to show Peace Channel is run by an American didn't stop her from saying so. Check the mirror, Heidi.
but I'm a human and I deserve a form of a compassion.
Sure, but Heidi also seems to take pride in tearing down others. If you don't act compassionate yourself, it's harder to get compassion. But no, I don't expect Heidi to change. She's too stuck on, I'll do what I effing want. Then I got this weird comment about what George says to her during shows.
Every time I got off air or during air, he'd mute and say, you can't say that. You can't do that. You can't say that about a Filipino. You can't say that about an expat. And I'm like, I'm not running fucking Filipina P fucking show.
What the heck does that even mean? How does what George said have anything to do with how P runs her channel? But there was more.
I'm not running one where her whole goddamn existence relied on it to pay her bills and build her mommy a house. Not me, man. You know, I'm not one of those that's going to be pushed around by no troll, by no nothing.
Again, it makes no sense. So what if YouTube content is P's present career? Heidi tends to, when referring to P, make a statement like, we like P, and then almost everything else that follows is negative. This is just nutty. Make an issue of building her family a house, then somehow connect that to being pushed by a troll? Maybe a script would have come in handy. Thanks for watching, and don't let the trolls stop you from speaking out.